Hi, I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com. I am the king. I am fantasy, and he is the lead baseball writer and assistant editor for RotoExperts.com. Tim McCullough, the heartbeat of the Exclusive Edge fantasy baseball package. And we're going to tell you about some early season strategies and approaches to employ. The first thing is, we're not playing fantasy football here. Everybody's waited during the offseason for these games. But, there are 162 of them, not 16. You can't overreact to results in the short term, especially in the first week. I don't want to hear that some guy's killing me in the first week. Have some patience.
I've actually gotten emails from some of our subscribers saying they're desperate for saves. The season hasn't started yet. How can you be desperate for anything? You need to be patient. I always say that you wait at least a month. May 1st is really the first time you start thinking about trades for your team. It's just, you need to see how they perform before you go out and start dealing players. You may let go of a player that you really need down the line. You can't make an evaluation like that during the first week.
And when you're setting your lineups, if you come down to a tough decision, I would say always go with a more proven guy over a guy that we know that has upside, but really hasn't proven himself at the major league level.
True. Rookies rarely pan out as big performers in fantasy. And it's the same thing with players that are only in their first or second year or really haven't done anything yet to prove their performance. You want to go with the guy who's been there, the guy who's put up the numbers in the past years. That's where you're always going to lean when in trades or waiver wire picks or really in any part of fantasy.
Also, resist the urge. Like, everybody loves a draft because you get to build your team and that's the excitement. But then people are always looking for that rush. They're like drug addicts, always looking for that next fix to hit that fantasy vein. And, you have to resist that urge. They constantly want to overhaul their roster. You have to be patient. Fantasy baseball is a game of patience.
It's true. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the thing is, you can tweak yourself right out of contention. The thing is, if you drafted your team correctly, if you did your homework going into your draft and you put together a good team on draft day, you really shouldn't need to tweak. Certainly not in the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah, you can't react to everything that you see in the first weekend. If you want that quick hit, play daily fantasy baseball instead of yearly fantasy baseball. People react so much to what they see in April. We know there are guys who are notorious slow April starters, and you're like, oh, they're killing me. The thing in rotisserie baseball is, if you fall behind early, it's kind of tough to catch up. But the thing in rotisserie, you got to remember, especially if you're a newer player, you could be in first place one day, you could be in last the next, and you could be back in second a day after that.
Well, that's true. The first 6 weeks really of the season are very volatile, especially in the ratio stats, your batting average and your ERA, and one bad start and suddenly you have a 8.50 team ERA and you're at the bottom. Then you have another pitcher will go out and throw 8 shutout innings for you, and the next thing you know, you're back in third place in ERA. So you need to be patient.